And now, the best 60-ish seconds of your week.
And it's Saturday morning, and all the news the past week has been the conclusion of the Winter Olympics and the State of the Union message by President Trump. You know, I've made it very clear that I love curling, as goofy as that might sound, and I really enjoy the biathlon, but the big money sports are what really get under my skin in a good way. And what could be better than the finale of the gold medal game for the U.S. Olympic hockey team? For almost a half a century, we've been knocked out of that, and since the miracle at Lake Placid, the boys from the USA carried home the gold, and what magnificent young men they are and were on the ice that day. We couldn't have asked for much more from the Olympic hockey teams, both men and women, and President Trump used the men's hockey team as one of the Lenny Skutnik moments. You can look that up if you want to know what that means, at his State of the Union message. And it was a really, really fabulous speech. When you think about it, he didn't veer off of the script very much. He delivered it in ways that were compelling, telling the American people that we've got a lot of work to do yet on the economy, but it's coming back from the debacle that was left in his lap as a result of the failed policies of the Biden administration. And of course, any speech from President Trump, particularly the State of the Union message, isn't complete without a few of the nitties from the other side of the aisle acting up or not even showing up at all. And of course, this year you saw Al Green getting expelled literally when they were just getting underway. The hockey team had just barely been introduced when he was being thrown out of the hall. You know, it was jonesing to do that. I mean, if you bet the over-under on how long it would take him to get expelled, you probably would not have won. I would have, because I'd have bet he got thrown out even sooner than that. But this is the face of the Democrat left at this point. And it's not just Congressman Green. You had those two nitties from Minneapolis and Michigan sitting next to each other. You know, Congresswoman Potty Mouth with her FU buttons all over herself and mouthing KKK while the rest of the Congress was chanting USA. Think about this. That's where they have gone and what they have become. It is no longer just left versus right. It's sane versus insane. And President Trump was exactly right to call them out and to tell them to their faces and in front of the American people that they're crazy. That crazy moment came when President Trump had asked the Congress of the United States to join him in saying that our first duty as a nation is to protect the safety and liberty of our own citizens, not of illegal immigrants. And not only couldn't many members of the left applaud that or stand for that, they just sat there on their hands, giving full evidence of where they are right now. Thankfully, both my U.S. senators from the beautiful state of Pennsylvania, Dave McCormick and John Fetterman, stood and applauded. John Fetterman was very, very lonely on that side of the aisle, though, but thank goodness he stood, literally and figuratively, for the right thing. And for those of you that pay close attention, our little show last week was truncated. That means cut short, because we had a little technical glitch. And what I was saying in that segment that got eliminated was a quick note about the passing of Jesse Jackson, the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who the nation mourned, and with good reason. But I pointed out that Jesse Jackson had for most of his career been a staunch advocate of pro-life positions. He had in fact said that it was a shame that the black population was being decimated by the scourge of abortion. Sadly, he changed his tune when he ran for president, again tipping his hat to the far left of the Democrat Party without ever giving any reason for why he changed his mind. But sadly, I think we all know. And so from Olympic heights to State of the Union lows, that was on the left side of the aisle, not the right, this has been the best 60-ish seconds of your week.